Upon seeing the beans rolling on the table, the man realized that the outpost they were guarding had become severely tilted. To make matters worse, since the next rotation of personnel was already 3 months overdue, not only had the outpost's drinking water been depleted, but there was also little food left in the refrigerator. In order to survive, the 4-person team stationed there could only eat the bare minimum each day to maintain their basic physical strength. On this particular day, Alan suddenly spotted something. He immediately called for the captain, who promptly ordered Mary to turn on the radar to investigate. To their surprise, they discovered a ship not far away. Alan insisted that it must be the rotation ship, but the next second, the captain ordered the team to prepare for battle, unsure if the other party was friend or foe. Upon hearing the alarm, the combat engineer also rushed out, while Mary continued to call the other party on the walkie-talkie but received no response. By this time, Alan and the combat engineer had finished loading the shells. Considering that the people on the ship could be their comrades, the captain ordered Alan to drive a small boat to investigate the situation. As he gradually approached the ship, the letters on its hull became increasingly clear, and it turned out to be the rotation ship they had been waiting for. However, despite Alan's repeated shouts, no responsive comrades were seen. Alan immediately loaded his pistol and climbed aboard the ship while reporting to the captain via the walkie-talkie. At this point, static noise came through the walkie-talkie, and Alan turned it off for safety reasons. Alan entered the cockpit only to find it in a state of disarray, with various equipment already damaged. From the water cup, it could be seen that the ship had been abandoned for at least several months. He continued to search and found not only a large amount of food but also 4 sets of personal protective equipment. Alan was certain that these belonged to the 4 comrades who were supposed to replace them, but now they were nowhere to be found. He had no idea what had happened. Meanwhile, the captain repeatedly called Alan on the walkie-talkie but received no response for a long time. Worried that Alan might be in danger, the captain entered the cockpit, pulled out the weapon key hanging around his neck, and asked Mary beside him for another one. With the insertion of the 2 keys, the weapon system was successfully activated. The captain called Alan again, and after confirming that there was no response, he prepared to press the weapon launch button. Just at this moment, Alan finally remembered the walkie-talkie he had turned off. As soon as he turned it on, he heard the captain's firing order, which frightened him into immediately responding to the captain. The captain breathed a sigh of relief and ordered Alan to tow the ship back while canceling the order to fire the weapon. Soon, Alan returned with the ship in tow. Now, the only thing that could save the 4 of them and bring them back was the rotation ship with its broken engine. The captain retrieved the navigation recorder and worked overtime every day to try to restore the rotation ship's navigation route. Even more fortunately, the combat engineer had repaired the rotation ship's engine, which meant that they could drive the ship back to land.
Movie Last Sentinel.